What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back with that real boxing thing. It's the boxing clinic you dig, and shout out to everybody that's doing it, on the boxing grind, waiting on Saturday and Dongo and Crawford. But I'm gonna hit y'all with the final thought as soon as I find out when the weigh-in popping, But man, this motherfucker, man, I gotta change songs real quick, man. I was in the mellow mood, but this motherfucker Leo Santa Cruz, man. Y'all motherfucker, why are you so hard on Santa Cruz? This the bullshit right here. This that shit I don't like. Leo Santa Cruz and Abner Mares couldn't come to financial terms for their fight that was going to go down October 7th on Showtime, okay, you dig? Somebody wanted too much money, and I'm getting to that in a minute. The first fight, a lot of people liked it. I didn't give a shit about it for the simple fact that I think Mares had already got iced by Gonzalez already. And I just thought he was just too small when he moved up. It was an exciting fight, And Santa Cruz, I just don't see what people see in him, dude. I just see a guy that's bigger than his opponents, most of his opponents, and get a size advantage. Man, I done watched this dude fight part-time fighters, and waste my television time. I thought he had the potential to do great things in the sport of boxing, but I don't see any progression from Santa Cruz. You can't punch, He can't punch. I don't know, man. He just throw a lot of punches. I guess that's why guys like him and he Mexican, but I don't really care for the guy no more. But, Abner Mares, I thought he was finished after Gonzalez iced his ass. He never looked the same. Got Robert Garcia. So I wasn't interested in the match, but I'm interested in the fact that, okay, it's a solid fight. It's a rematch that people wanted to see, but we know what the outcome going to be. Santa Cruz is going to beat him again. So I'm not really mad at that it's not happening. I'm mad for the fact that this punk bitch motherfucker Leo Santa Cruz, he is just such the bitch of the earth. Like, man, if bitch was in the dictionary, it'd have his fucking face on it. Okay, according to boxing, I'm gonna link the article in the description. Leo Santa Cruz, didn't want to face Abner Mares anyway. He wanted to face a lesser opponent. How many motherfucking bums do this guy gotta fight? How many fucking tune-up fights do this guy get in life? How many tune-up fights do this guy get? How many tune-up fights do this guy want? He didn't want to run it back with Frampton. And now, in a solid fight that people will want to tune into, a Mexican Clash rematch that was a ESPN Classic. It was on ESPN. It was an ESPN Classic for sure. Friday Night Fight Classic, whatever you want to call it, PBC ESPN Classic. He wanted to go fight some bum-ass motherfucker. He said he wants to take a tune-up fight, a lesser opponent for both guys. And Steven Espinoza, head of Showtime Boxing, said, oh, fuck that. I'm not interested in you showcasing your talents once again. You know what I mean? I ain't mad at Santa Cruz. I ain't mad at Mares. I kept reading the article. A lot of guys that do videos or just, post about it, don't read the article. I used to be one of those guys, before I start doing videos, just read the headline. I'm like, oh, I got to read the article. Then you see why. I'm thinking like maybe Mares wanted more money. It wasn't even a fact. It don't even sound financial. It don't really sound financial, but I understand it is kind of financial. It don't sound financial because this guy didn't want to fight Abner Mares, I call him a mid-level guy, but he's a little bit beneath a mid-level guy to me at this point in his career, especially with the weight move up. He was down on smaller weights. He was the motherfucking truth. I fuck with him. Only time I didn't like him when he was hitting that African dude with all them damn low blows. That's the only time I wasn't fucking with him. I thought that was some cheap shit. But, after that, man, I fuck with him, though. I fuck with him heavy. But, after the knockout, he just wasn't the same fighter. I just think he was a different guy. But Santa Cruz, man, I already, they was like, oh, yeah, he coming up. He one of the next great little Mexican fighters. Bullshit. He don't have a Mexican mentality or nothing. That's why they call him the son of Al Heyman. Because he take care of him. I remember Oscar De La Hoya was going to make the Rigondeaux fight because Santa Cruz was still under contract with Golden Boy when Oscar got off the coke and the fishnets. And, he was proceeding to make the Rigondeaux fight. And Santa Cruz, called Al Heyman. Al Heyman bought him out that contract and got him back over to the free agent side and being managed by Al Heyman. This dude is a bitch. Like, no two ways around it now, man. He's a bitch mentality. Until he starts showing me he got the balls, and I'm cool. And the only real reason that he probably fought Carl Frampton, because in his American debut, Carl Frampton got knocked down like 2 or 3 fucking times, didn't he? Didn't he get his ass knocked down a few times in his American debut? And Santa Cruz like, ooh, I see a lick. some lesser guy, I think, knocked, Frampton down a few times, and Santa Cruz couldn't even knock him down once. It's non-punching ass. He's just a guy that's bigger than everybody else. And this motherfucker turns around and says, oh, I want to fight a tune-up fight before I fight Mares. Like, who the fuck is Mares? He is a tune-up fight at this point in his career. That is a tune-up fight. And I understand where it's financial at, where he wants A-side money. So for that to happen, he got to get a lesser opponent in Santa Cruz. Because he want the majority of the person. He want the guy that's fighting him to get chump change. And that's what he been doing his whole career, though. He'll be the A-side because he Mexican. He was popular. He was a high prospect. And he got a world championship. And he'll get A-level money. His opponent get D-level money, E-level money. You know what I mean? He'll be getting $1 million. His opponent be getting 50, 60, 80, 90K, if that. And with Mares, he's demanding more the pot of the purse. So he says, you know what? I don't want to fight this motherfucker. If he don't take less money, then, I don't care. I want to tune up anyway. So is it a chance that they could take this card, Santa Cruz versus somebody else, Mares versus somebody else, and kind of feature him, and, on another PBC platform? I don't think so. I don't think any network wants to, buy, Santa Cruz and Mares in tune-up fights, to set up a rematch. We already seen what it look like. Y'all motherfuckers don't need no tune-up. I believe both of them coming off wins. And Santa Cruz said, I want to tune up. You tune up, little bitch, man. I can't stand this fuck nigga, man. I'm sorry, man. Everything was wrong with boxing, dog. Like, seriously. Santa Cruz is everything was wrong with boxing. Guy that's making good money, not fighting nobody. And everybody, I call him a punk bitch for not fighting Rigondeaux. Now you're a punk bitch for not fighting Mares. People say defending him. Like, what's the issue? But if this motherfucker was another nationality, he was Cuban, black, something else, y'all motherfuckers be hopping all on this motherfucker. Ain't nobody ever applying pressure on Leo Santa Cruz, whole ass. Nobody say shit. The Mexicans don't say shit about him. Nothing. This motherfucker fuck part-time construction worker, ice cream truck drivers, everything. But you know what it is. We gone.